And here we go. We're in the Champ Select. Game number 1 of our grand finals of the opening Progenitor League Circuit Tournament, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, we appreciate it. Now, let's see what they're going to do with these bans. I'm interested. Can we get the Azir ban again? Do they ban the Soul, or do they feel like that wasn't that big of a deal the last game? Definitely don't want to do with the Seraphine. Those could be some pretty impressive lanes with the Seraphine in the bot lane, depending on what you want to play. And maybe they're looking to bring out the Draven again.
I think the Draven did really, really well. Okay, Archduke Stinky, thank you for calling that out. We have Eman Mate on blue side and Team Unknown on red.
Oh, we have a interesting Gangplank ban. I don't think that he was banned last time. Yeah, there's the Gwen ban.
Are you surprised?
No. I'm surprised it wasn't probably the first thing I got rid of.
Nah, man, they're playing games. Playing games. Yeah, anytime, Stinky. I'm just gonna call you Stinky. Archduke Stinky is a little bit long.
You just call him Archduke instead of Stinky.
Nah, bro. All right. I did get a confirmation from production, just so that everyone knows. It was a coin toss for side selection, and Team Unknown chose red side. All right, that is really important. At the beginning of the day, Proden, you and I were talking about whether side selection was going to be as important here, right? The comfort of blue side versus the counter pickability of red. Mm-hmm. And is that what Team Unknown is going for?
Probably. They want to get a. Oh wait, are they gonna pick Ashe first? That'll be a different first pick. Yeah, I think they just want to get their first strong pick right away, and they're not too worried about the counters.
All right, we have the Ashe hover.
At least it's not Teemo
It's
hover.
really interesting. Yeah, dude, that really threw me for a loop.
Okay, so this is our first Ashe pick. They'll have, they'll be able, if you play the Ashe really well, you can get some really good engage from across the map. Ooh, Caitlyn pick, good pick into it. I think it's gonna be a crit K, or do you think we're gonna go with the pen K?
I think it depends on who plays it.
That's a heavy pushing lane right there.
I mean, just like the last one.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see what you might need some help with the wave clear for the Ashe on the bottom here, but maybe they won't go with that and they'll go with more of like an engage support.
So I apologize for insulting your family name, Duke. And Jurg, yes, we will burn the Teemo with fire.
Xerath, now is that going to be mid or support? So I think that would be good to help push the lane back out and poke them, because there's going to be so much range with Caitlyn and Karma.
Yeah,
Could be
I agree
a good
with
answer.
You. And that stun lasts for a pretty long time. The damage from Xerath, not just good for minion pushing, it deals a lot of damage. But here we go.
There we go, the Briar.
Oh, buddy.
Briar? Yeah.
Will Briar be as, less than, or more terrifying than the Gwen? That's the question.
I think she could be more terrifying because she just flies across the map and scares the crap out of you.
Especially when she lands it, I found you! It's terrifying. So scary. Jarvan, though, has become one of my favorite champions. I've always liked playing him, but just recently I have realized just how much the versatility of the EQ combo, the Cataclysm ultimate taking so much eligibility. What's the word? Choice making. Agency. Taking so much agency. Yeah. It takes a lot of agency away from whoever you get in it. Either they have to burn a flash, which is a much longer cooldown, or they are stuck in there and your team can do what they need to. So I love the Jarvan. I think it's great. Pretty sure the Lux went deathless last game, so I respect that ban.
I'm interested to see what they're going to take mid now to pair with the Jarvan. Are they going to bring like a Galio in? Are they going to bring something that can dive with him, or make a hot pot like Rumble from the top? Because it's always nice to have somebody who can just lay down a lot of damage or a lot of CC in that Cataclysm that he makes.
What about an Aurelion Soul?
You could do an Aurelion Soul again. I mean, I think you want to make sure probably Xerath is the bot laner, because it could be a little rough with the poking, but it was played really well last game, so I think you could probably play it into whatever and be all right as long as it's not like a hard counter.
Right. All right, the Aatrox. Okay, so that means our top lane is coming in the. I mean, obviously, the top lane is coming later on in the draft, but the Aatrox taken out means that we just might get the Gnar. So maybe that's what you do: is you have Team Unknown take the Gnar away from Shazbot and force him onto something else, like you were talking about.
Our Jarvan, maybe.
Orianna's a good one.
That's
the
a good
OG
one as well.
Combo. The original
Yeah, that's a
combo.
good combo right there. I like that. That's a good play. No,
And
here comes the Gnar.
surprise! I really do like Gnar. He is probably my highest mastery champion that I have. I love playing Gnar. He's a lot of fun. He's got those silly little things that people don't know. Like, you don't level up your hop level 2. You do hyper, so you get the extra damage. I don't know about that Ivern though.
What do you think the pick could possibly be into the Gnar now? Like, since you know the matchups so well.
Like I said, something like Camille or Aurelia would be really good into him. Jax does well into Gnar. It's anything that you can just jump on and wreck him in the mini form.
Mid or
Ivern
support? Is that mid or
support.
support? Ivern.
It's support. Ivern support for sure.
I don't know how would he do it to a Karma Caitlyn though? I just feel like you don't do much in the lane against them too, do you? Because he doesn't really have good poke. I mean, he has good shield, so I guess he could just be shielding all the damage they're gonna do. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what goes on here. This is an interesting pick, unless it's Briar. No, wait, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, it is.
All right.
Okay.
It's Briar mid.
Okay, wait, something happened.
Something happened.
Something broke.
But we can still talk about what we were seeing, right? We saw Big Bad Burr, or the top lane in Team Unknown, decided that they were okay with the matchup into the Gnar. It's the same concept. The problem is that when you build as many hit points as Mordekaiser does, it doesn't end up working out. It's one of the reasons why Renekton actually isn't good into the Gnar. It's much, much harder because he just stacks hit points, which means that if you get the hop away as Gnar, you're just going to wreck him. You slow him down with the boomerang and you get the movement speed with the hyper and the bonus damage while he's stacking hit points, and it becomes nearly unplayable. And so if Mordekaiser doesn't itemize correctly, then he's just stacking hit points and has to deal with that. So that's what's really weird.
Okay. From what I understand that I'm seeing here is that they wanted Camille, but they didn't realize when you're in a tournament, it doesn't give you all the champs for like someone else to pick for you.
Okay.
And so that's yeah. So it looks like they're just going to repick and then start again. So.
Okay. Well, that actually makes me feel pretty good that the Camille is the pick. Awesome. It definitely works, especially with the shield she gets from the passive. It's just so strong. You jump in, you get the stun, which gives you the extra auto attack speed. You get the shield so he can't fight you back. You get the true damage on the second precision protocol. It's so much better of a matchup than the Mordekaiser. I'm excited for that. I think Camille is a wonderful champion. We should see her more often.
So when does Camille start to turn that matchup? Because I'm assuming, first couple levels, it's probably Gnar favored.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's around level 4 when you start getting the bonus damage on the second precision protocol. And it's even early. If you get level 2 would actually even work. Just as long as you're not engaging when he goes into the big Gnar form, you pretty much win every single exchange. But what you need to do is make sure and get that auto attack for the shield and disengage if you miss the stun. Because if you miss the stun, then you don't win the trade anymore because of the way the W works.
It just runs away and kites you out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it looks really embarrassing. So you have to land the stun. If you land the stun, you win basically every trade, especially if you're able to get your double Q. You go Divine Sunderer so that gets even stronger. You're healing. It's super hard to play as the Gnar in the mini form.
It's okay, Jahadre. I've been embarrassed many a times in this game.
There we go. All right, we have the draft back up for everybody. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. Just, one of those things about playing on your regular account in an unofficial tournament. So we were able to get that all in. Draft is complete. I like it. They didn't even bother going with the actual bans because it didn't matter. We had our picks. We're going into our spectator delay. I'm excited. That 2 different ways to secure the Orianna ball delivery. I think the Camille Jarvan is a wonderful way to set up your mid laner for some severe damage.
I am still surprised at this Briar mid. I don't know what to think of this. I've seen Briars go top, but Briar mid is so very foreign to me.
One of the fascinating things is the discussion of the difference between the lanes. What makes someone a better mid laner versus top laner? And one of those is the fact that the top lane is much longer, and to play it, you have these in and outs and weavings with the brush. But mid lane, you're very exposed, and you have to move around the map, and so maybe that's what it is. It's just it's faster, it's a shorter lane, and so the Briar is going to be effective in the mid lane, being able to just shove it into the Orianna and withstand it and be able to move around the map quickly.
Yeah, well, from looking at the stats of it, she actually has, it's a low sample rate, 2,800 matches. She has a 52% win rate mid.
Hey, that's
low
not
sample
bad.
Size, but I'm actually surprised because her top lane percent is 47. She's not a great top laner because she has no health regen unless you're attacking someone, with the bleeds. So I'm not how she's going to deal with poke, but maybe you just constantly jump in and hit Orianna. I don't know. It seems like it'd be a tough matchup, but I guess we'll see how it goes. I've never seen it. I don't really know how it plays out.
So I want to say it has a lot to do with the Ivern pick, right? You're going to leave Gnar on the island. You're going to leave Ashen Zareth on the island. And then you get your Briar Ivern, that mid jungle that is talked about in Pro so much. That's where it's going to be. And so if you can set up those brush and get the root calls and the shields, that might be able to help pressure. Maybe play it the same way you would against the Gnar or against someone like Veigar, where you just jump in super hard once they've burned all their spells and try and get the kill.
Possibly. It'll definitely interesting, though. I don't know if we'll ever cast a game with the Briar mid, but again, I'm down.
But we got at least one.
I mean, they have some good engage on that team with Briar, Ashe, Ivern, Gnar. They can really get engaged. And then the other team has some really good engage as well with Jarvan, Camille, Orianna putting the ball on. So I think it's going to be an interesting game.
So help me out, Broden. Quicksilver Sash is the ultimate cleanse all. It gets rid of ultimates and spells and all sorts of stuff. Does it remove Briar's ultimate? Is that an interaction that exists?
It probably removes the fear. But I don't think it's going to cleanse her flying to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, because it'll take away the Death Realm. It'll take away the Malzahar ult, the Skarner ult,
any suppressions,
yeah, any of them. The Warwick, even the Fear Beyond Death. That's what it's called. The Urgot ultimate. That's what it's called. Oh my gosh! Call back to the very beginning of the game or beginning of the day. I knew I would get it. It's in here. It's in here somewhere. The problem is it's escaping out of where I'm losing my hair. All the information is leaving.
Your hair keeps your knowledge in. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's like a helmet. It's what keeps the heat in. It's what keeps knowledge in too.
Well, my hair is a lot longer than it used to be, and I don't think I have any more knowledge. I don't think it's helped me.
All right. All right, so we have some interesting matchups here. We got the Briar in the mid lane. We've got the new matchup here, Camille versus Gnar in the top. But do you think any minion wave will ever go past the middle of the bottom lane? There is so much push, so much wave clear for both teams. We're on to Summoner's Rift, everybody. Game 1 of our finals today.
Don't think we're getting invades. I think we're just going to get a standard. Ivern might try to walk up and put a ward down, but I don't see any invades coming on this. It's just a standard start pretty much. We haven't had any invades, have we? Every game has been pretty much just a standard 5-man.
We got a ward down last game that was able to spot out where Amumu had started, but nothing more fancy than that, no. All right, and here is an interesting twist. We have had a switch up in positions. Kalista now on the top side with Big Bad Burr on the bottom.
Good old Kalista. Is that the Kalista? That's Kalista from our days of first casting, right?
Correct.
That's Kodo Draco. Yeah, I knew he changed his name. I couldn't remember.
Yes, he did.
All right, he was playing top lane last time we saw, so this will be interesting to see what goes on here now that they've changed.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting for sure. I don't think there's, when you're finding your groove, it's a lot of fun, especially when you're throwing a team together at the last minute to try and get something to come and play in our little tournament. Which, by the way, without our teams, we have no show. So huge shout out to all of our players, to the team captains, getting everybody together, getting everything all on time and such. It's a dream, literally a dream come true to do stuff like this. So thank you to them.
Yeah, see, I'm interested to how Briar's gonna the poke. It's because she doesn't heal, right? She has no regen, so I'm wondering how you play this.
She has regen there with the scream.
No, well, yeah, but she has no innate health regen though.
No innate health regen, correct? But with that spell, similar to how Renekton has his Coldamik.
I'm just wondering how you go. And Doran Shield Star, which I would think would be better. It's not a ton. That was like 21 health. I don't know how. Mia's a little bit. She's a mana champ. She's manaless, so I guess we'll see how it goes. I just find it very interesting.
And see, this is how that matchup is up on the top side. You see that it's almost even CS, but there are more minions for the Camille to pick up. Huge damage coming from Death here onto Aurea Hatchel. Just like you said, it's oppressive for sure.
Yeah, I can see though what you're saying with the healing off the. Oh wow, that's so rough. But I was gonna mention that Ivern went back, got all of his camps prepped, and then went back and bought boots and came back out for the Scuttle Crab spawn, which that was really good timing because it's about to pop up. Orianna is in a bad spot for a gank.
Very bad spot. Double buff here. Ignite is down. Death is in some serious trouble, and he will go down. First blood to the Briar mid.
You called it. It was going to be an Ivern gank for Briar that was gonna help that lane. You called it right at the start.
Yeah.
Caster Curse.
But speaking of, Kiroro is here. Gets the slowdown on the Shazbot. Flash. Beautiful gank here. Kalista able to do just a little bit, but see what happens when you miss the stun? You lose those auto attack trades. When you don't get the stun, you don't get the shield, you just don't win that. And speaking of not winning, take a look here on the bottom side. That's actually not how I expected this to go.
Yeah, they need to get that lane pushed in. It's not a great spot, especially if Ivern comes down for a gank. It'll be really easy to get that stopped, especially when they hit 6 and Ashe has that arrow. It looks like they're just freezing it right in front and getting a nice CS lead, keeping control of that wave.
That was one of the problem states for their first game. E-Man is looking to redeem themselves in the bottom lane. Top Ramen Chef and Undead Strider didn't like playing under turret before, but this one seems to be working much better.
Yeah, if they can just get it pushed and get a bounce, they'll be in get a bounce back to the middle. They'll be in a much safer position because being pushed up this far, how they are, it's pretty leaves you pretty open for a gank.
And it's another gank here. Death is going to flash over the wall, but he doesn't have a lot of support. He's going to use the W to move a little bit quicker. Senpai says no. He's in some trouble. That's a nice shield there from Big Bad Bird. Do they have the kill here? No. Senpai says no is too healthy. Calavir might be in some trouble here. Stun is dodged out. No volley hit, no slow. Good roam up from the bottom side, but this is exactly what was happening, right? Orianna is going to push into the Briar. There's no way around that, and Ivern will gank.
Yeah, I feel like they've practiced before, just how he's just going mid over and over and almost getting a second kill. Again, now that Orianna does not have a flash, it's going to be pretty easy to get this gank on her if she's pushed out too far.
Exactly. And now we saw the opposite. Did you see the Camille just rip into that Gnar?
I did.
That's what happens when you land all the spells. It's insane. And now, look at this. Level 6 available for both. Gnar, one of the fun the prediction there almost got the stun.
Quarter of his health with one hit.
One of the fun interactions is you cannot leave the Hextech Ultimatum unless Camille does, and Gnar is a unique champion that is able to get her out of it himself. So Kalista needs to be careful. Senpai says no is up here, ready for the fight. But now Shazbot won't have Gnar available for the next engage.
Looks like Briar tried to fire an ult and missed while we were looking top. Might have been another kill on the bottom if
Ooh, here comes a really big fight. Senpai says no is in a lot of trouble. Death gets his revenge, sending the tree into the lumber mill.
I like that.
Ooh, stun down onto Big Bad Burr. He's gonna use the shield. Oh, really low here. Calavir does have his flash. He gets the root. Headshot. Calavir slays top ramen chef. Flash forward from Big Bad Burr. Pops the flash from Undead Strider. Lots of fun this game. I am very pleased.
Yeah, top ramen chef oversteps just a little bit, gets chunked down. I believe stepped on a trap on the way out. Gets
But
headshot.
here we go. The Berserk down onto Death. He doesn't have the shield. Nice use of the Feral Scream. But now he doesn't have the stun. He doesn't have the Scream. Jarvan is coming in. Berserk gets the Ignite down. Has to keep fighting. Damage down from Orianna. Look at him healing. Conqueror is up. Oriahacho does go down. Kiroro picks that one up. He gets the W and he gets the Command Protect. Death is super low. Senpai flashes forward. Gets the pop from the shield. Red buff doesn't do enough. Death takes up. No, sorry. Kiroro. Kiroro picks it up. Don't judge me.
It's tongue twisters with all these names.
Well, what else is especially hard is I burned my tongue on lasagna yesterday. And so, like, it's not working how it's supposed to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope the lasagna was worth it.
Oh, definitely. Love me some lasagna.
Well, that was I was thinking Ivern might get a double kill there. That was really good play there to get as close to that double kill as he did, but just didn't quite have the damage at the end there with the shield down. Had he been able to pop another shield, he probably would have killed the Jarvan and got that double. But Jarvan coming in, helping the mid laner out, getting Orianna back into this game.
Here we go. That's the Hextech Ultimatum. Kalista is really running down Shazbot. He is able to get his Fury. Ignite is down. Flash is burned. Very low. 42 hit points, the result of that trade.
You weren't kidding about how much damage Camille can come in on that mini Gnar and just be nothing. Does it get better when you're Mega Gnar, or does the match just kind of not go your way the whole time?
No, in Mega Gnar, you have a lot more options, right? You can stop her from attacking with the wall up. You have the Gnar to throw her either out of the Hextech Ultimatum or into a wall. There are a lot more options. You get armor, health, magic resistance, and attack damage when you go big. It makes it very, very different. And especially later in the game, the stats that you get scale just like regular stats. And so when you're mini Gnar, you're the lowest stats in the game. When you're in the big Gnar form, you get quite a few of those stats. It's very different.
Well, Yeah, I think it's you get like a really high increased regen for health too, so you can regen a lot of the health you might have lost as Mininar and kind of keep
Hmm.
you in the lane.
Exactly. Like it definitely does change. It doesn't seem like it will, but Camille also scales super, super strong. The true damage on her precision protocol. We watched it in the LCS. You can solo out an Ornn later in the game. Okay, Death is in some trouble. Berserk goes Oreo Hatchel, but Death does make it out. Oh, a nice pullback in. There's Jarvan. He's going in unstoppable with the jump, but Daisy says, hey, I don't want any of that.
Dude, Daisy will beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, Daisy's terrifying.
As Caitlyn is just getting bullied in the bot lane, like the CS gap is getting larger and larger. They just can't step up.
Kiroro, Top Ramen Chef is gonna get killed. Calavir not able to secure it with the ace in the hole. Undead Strider is in some trouble. Does he get the Q off? He does. He picks up one, but is it enough? He will go down. And Team Unknown are coming out ahead in this one.
I want to know what Wheaties Xerath's been eating. The 999,000 true damage laser
Yeah.
he's firing everywhere.
It's a spectator bug.
Yeah,
right?
it's just great.
I think it was, who was it? Was it you and I that were talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just when stuff goes onto the ground and such. Ignite back down onto Death. He is able to make it out. Very,
Burns the
very
flash
close. The
again,
Briar is
though.
strong.
Yeah, I think that first kill was really important for Briar just to get to some extra heat. Oh, we have game
Here
sense.
we go. Disengage from the Drake. Kiroro goes down. That's shutdown gold over to Undead Strider. Dragon over to Eman. Yeah, Eman Mate. That's such a bad name.
Amen.
Shazbot, fix your name. All right, Kalista jumping in. Isn't able to land the hook shot, but scares off the Gnar. Oh my gosh.
Death laser.
Yeah, the death laser. So much.
Yeah, even with the Ashe dying 2 times, she's still maintaining quite a CS lead.
All right, re-engage here. Death is going to take a little bit of damage. And you see how much she is healing from that Feral Scream. It's actually pretty silly.
Yeah, I don't think as the Orianna you can just walk up like that and chase down anymore. I think you just got to sit back and cope with your ball and wave clear. Like, I don't know if you actually have kill pressure without the Jarvan at this point in time, especially where Briar does have the healing through her auto attacks now with the Vamp Scepter, W giving that extra health. You just need to probably push waves and roam right now and just stick with your jungler and try to win the other lanes.
Here we go. Here's the fight. Death takes a little bit. He has vision on the Ivern. In goes Kiroro. And there we go. The Cataclysm. Ultimate from Briar jumps in. Goes Berserk. Ash Arrow does miss. Knock up from Daisy. Death makes it out alive so far. Knock up. No! Senpai picks up the kill. Kalista is coming in. Jump in. Does like the Sun. But Hextech Ultimatum will pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Jarvan dies too. Ultimate from Caitlyn will secure the Ivern. Kalista needs to run now. Oh, 1v2. Top Ramen Chef going in. No, Undead Strider picks it up. Big Bad Bird has to flash. He's slowed by the flurry. Gets the shield and the speed up. Does he have enough? He's going to get one more slow. Top Ramen Chef, I said it again. I caster cursed a 3rd time today. E-Man Mate, turn a bad situation into something good.
And one thing I always hate seeing is the support Xerath that's getting kills, because then he actually becomes dangerous and he's not someone you can just ignore. Like, his damage is actually going to hurt now. Picking up his first mythic item. And yeah, the Xerath bot lane is Xerath's the carry now.
This series is going to be the best that I've cast in a very long time, Proton.
Yeah, the
And
gold
hey,
is so close.
just like our last one. All right, once the Mega Gnar goes down, Kiroro is up on the top side. No teleport, though, for Kalista. But we got to be careful here. Death has to run away. Exactly. Senpai says no. Says, let's do this combo, and gets that Briar fed. It's exactly what I was expecting to see. Super, super fun. I can imagine it's really nerve-wracking for Death, though.
Yeah, because you see, Death comes in, chunks Briar, but as soon as you're within that range, Briar just jumps on her gets all the health back and chunks you down just as low. Played that really well though. That was a really good trade into the Briar. I mean, the Briar is definitely losing out on CS, so if she didn't have these kills, this lane would be a bit different. But I think now, with being behind in items,
here comes the engage. Jarvan isn't close. Death might have to flash. He doesn't have it available, and there is the death. Oria Hatchel setting it up with Senpai Says No. Just masterfully set up here, knowing that the matchup isn't good. You got to do something, and it looks great coming out of Eman Mate.
Yeah, this combo is really good with them too. It's just allowing Briar to have that extra bit of engage and sticking power and damage just to finish off these kills and push her into the lead. Briar's gonna be scary if she keeps getting kills. I mean, if she can pick up her farm a little bit, it'll help. But if she keeps getting these kills, it's gonna keep her in the game and just make her that spooky Briar that you see in your solo queue games that ults you from across the map and murders you before you can get away.
Exactly. Jarvan is down here. Do we see the kills? Flash is not available for either member of Eman. There's a beautiful knock of Cataclysm. Nice ultimate from the Ashe. Do they have enough damage? That is a 2-for-0. Team Unknown secure their own great play. Calavir, though, is really, really hurting. Oh, nice ult underneath the turret. Oria Hatchel goes down. Death gets the solo kill. Very well done. Kalista in some trouble now. Shazbot trying to get him. Nice use of the passive there for Kalista to absorb just a little bit of damage. The tower does physical. Yeah, very, very good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we in some trouble? Senpai Says No. Summons up Daisy. Do Calavir and Big Bad Burr have it? Jarvan is on his way. Kiroro, can he make the difference? That's a flash over the wall. A nice shield from the Karma. They have the damage. The outplay was huge. Can they dodge the Xerath shots? Calavir is in serious doo-doo. He makes it out. It's a 1-for-1.
Don't worry, he put on his boots and he walked right through that dude.
If anyone doubts the value of tier 2 boots, they need to understand just how important they were in that exact moment.
Yeah. If Calavir had brown paper bags on his feet, he would have never gotten away from those Xerath ults, and that would have been a double kill.
Turret goes down in the bottom side. That isn't too surprising considering just how far ahead Ashe is in terms of CS and pressure. You know, I thought that we would see a little bit better push coming from the Caitlyn and the Karma, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, maybe it's just because they haven't played together with this setup before, these two champions, so...
Ashe Arrow, that's a dead Orianna. I don't think there's any way out of that. Nope.
And Ivern pops out of Briar's back pocket to help.
That Enchanted Crystal Arrow was huge. Full stun duration, 3.5 seconds. They need to be careful here, though. Shazbot is almost Mega Gnar. They get all the crowd control, and they kill him before he can cast it. Beautiful engage. I think this is okay. I think you shove a lane instead, right? You grab the Rift Herald if you're Jarvan. You push the mid lane with the Caitlyn and the Karma. And once you're done with that, they have the Drake, yes, but then you have Collapse on top side. You could probably take a turret. Uh-oh. Big Bad Burr. Big Bad Burr. That was a Big Bad Burr from across the map. And Calavir is caught here.
In a terrible spot. Yeah, that was just bad timing, being on that part of the map right there, and Briar ulting in. Briar. Keep calling Briar.
It's whatever. I think Death just stole that Scuttle Crab. He did. Death took the Scuttle Crab. They are going to make it out. Daisy needs to reset. Kalista on the backside means that that Eman needs to be careful. Bye, Daisy. Bye, Daisy.
I think you just have to back up with your Death right now. With the range they have, you can't defend that turret. You'll just get shot by Xerath and killed. So unless you can get some backup.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow dodge! Whoa! I clenched right there. That was crazy.
I'm pretty sure it would have had enough damage to kill.
And there's our trade. You see what I'm saying? Half of Shazbot's health in one combo. Kiroro is here. They gets the Gnar. It was used early. Wallop is going to get a stun, but do they have enough? They do. Kiroro gets the kill onto Shazbot. Exhaust down onto Top Ramen Chef. Big Bad Burr has to run. Calavir's in some trouble. He's going to get slowed. Does he have the net? One more auto attack. He flashes away from it. Big Bad Burr got his shield in time, but it doesn't matter. A burn. Oh, but is that enough? Yeah. Throws out. Ooh, misses the command shockwave. Dodges out the Q.
Oh my gosh. This
Watch
game
the
just
ultimate.
got
Watch the
crazy.
ultimate from the Briar. Comes in. Kalista in some trouble. Is going to dodge out the knockup. No, gets hit with the knockup. Needs the hook shot. Death goes down. Kalista picks up the kill.
What a turnaround by Kalista right there. Just jumping right back in, ignoring the Daisy, going in, getting the kill on Senpai Says No. Kalista says yes.
Yes. Senpai does not run this game. Kiroro is doing a great job on the Jarvan. Like I said, one of my favorite champions to just be mobile around the map, moving around, setting up plays. It's looking really good here for Team Unknown. They are only 2,000 gold in the lead. This is by no means over, but it's been looking really good for them. Definitely an improvement from how everything happened last game.
Definitely.
Not a lot going on at the moment. We have 2 minutes for the next objective.
We do have the Baron on the map, so a pick could lead to a Baron take right now. So everybody's got to play a little bit safer. Watch out for these engages that come from across the map from Ashe and Briar. Like, it's super dangerous to not be staring, at your mini map and knowing where Briar and Ashe are at the moment, so you can properly dodge those things. Because if you get hit, you're probably going to get ran down and killed at this point in time in the game.
All right. Now that things have calmed down a little bit, we can take some stock. Turret down in the bottom. Oh, poor Death. This is not going to go well. Daisy is already summoned. Do they have the burst damage? Nope. Death goes down. Shutdown gold over to Oria Hatchel. Nice gank down there. Okay, grouping up in the mid lane goes Team Unknown. I think they're trying to set up for the Drake. There's only a minute left, so they want to go back now, try and set up some vision. It's hard. It's hard to set up when you just lost your mid laner. She'll be up before they need to. All right, let's see another fight here on top side. Stun, auto, slow, flash burned. That's how that goes. Okay, now we are setting up for the fight. We have everyone alive. Oria Hatchel is here to try and get the kill onto Kalista. Gets the stun. Goes on top, dodges out the first stun, but is going to die here. But look at the damage able to be dealt. Oh my gosh, it was way longer than I expected. And then on the backside, Team Unknown might be in some trouble. We got Top Ramen Chef caught in the Cataclysm. Calavir helps get that one down. Death hit with the Briar ultimate, jumps in. Knock up there from the Jarvan damage. Ignite is onto the Orianna. Roro dodges out a little bit more, not enough. And Eman Mate are able to definitely, handily take that fight without the entirety of Team Unknown there. Beautiful.
And this is going to put them at Dragon Soul Point here, which another Hextech Dragon, which, as we've said before, is probably the best dragon in the game. Or Soul, anyway, I should say.
Yeah, definitely the best Soul. One could argue about dragons, but the Soul is just silly. It gives you so much.
I love it because you can just be at the other side of a minion wave, and that lightning bolt will go through and hit the team and slow them, and it allows you to really catch up and get right back onto them. Especially if you have a hard time engaging, it's a nice dragon for that, just to slow people so your team can get up in there.
So I'm not truly surprised, but I'm pleased with how the mid lane Briar is working out. It worked exactly like I was thinking it would. And, you know, she's not able to really farm. Just like you were saying, the pressure against the Orianna is too much, but is able to be getting these kills, able to impact around the map. Has a bounty, 600 gold. That's almost maximum, so doing really well.
Hey, when you're farming champs, you don't need to farm minions.
That's what I've heard. So, what are the main points now, right? We're one turret each. Soul is there. That means Team Unknown really has to get a handle on their vision in the next 3.5 minutes down by the pit. They might need to get a decent fight. What's the play?
Well, you definitely need to get a good pick. I think you've got to take Briar out. I think, or Xerath. Like, they're the only real damage on the team at this point. Thing is your bot lane is behind. They're collapsing over.
Big collapse. Kiroro is here as well. They're gonna dodge out. Nice buffer with the EQ. Senpai says no, jumps in with the root collar. Flash is not available. He jumps into the Cataclysm trying to save Kalista. And that is successful, but oh no!
Oh, no!
The Briar lands the ultimate. Kalista is in some serious trouble here. Gets the hook shot, dodges out, gets the slow, but Aurea Hatchel is very strong, and that ultimate just secured them the Baron.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you want to do. You definitely want to get a pick with those long-range tools you have, and then immediately take this Baron and try to push the snowball to end the game.
They have vision on the Baron. No control ward. Death has a really strong ultimate. Do we see the steal? No! It is taken and secured by Senpai says no. Eman Mate get 3 big kills. 2, rather. No, it's 3. 2 champion kills and the Baron.
I think they have a really good team to do like they could probably do at this point in time a 1-3-1 or just a 4-1 because I don't think anyone can take Briar in the side lane, and I think Nar's super safe. Kalista can still engage on him, but I think he's strong enough that he's not going to get one shot, so you can push these lanes in the side. But I definitely think Briar should be in a side lane pushing because they're going to have to send, I mean, at least 2 people, and it depends on which 2 people you send.
Senpai says no is in some trouble. Chen Crystal Arrow will save him for a moment, but not enough. In comes the Briar. Kiroro is out. He is ignited instead. Yeah, the engage here coming out of Eman Mate is incredible. They're able to do it from so far away with the 2 global ultimates that you just can't fight them.
It's really wonderful how they're using it, because if Briar hits her ult, she goes in and she fears everyone, and then you can fire that Ashe arrow right down where she's at, and you're almost guaranteed to get another stun.
Mm-hmm. Or the other way, right? If you land the stun, then you're guaranteed to land the Briar ult. So it's a lot of fun to set things like that up.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how this comp is actually an engage comp. You wouldn't really think it's like a hard engage comp, but with Ashe and the Briar ultimate, it really is. They're just hard engaging all these fights. And you can't just instantly burst the Briar with the W. You know, you go in, you hit, and she gets damage reduction plus a kill. So she can survive the initial amount of burst right now because they just don't have enough damage to blow her up right away. I mean, she's sitting on 3 items, 3.5. It's just hard to deal with this. If you get hit, you really got to dodge and have the team kind of really has to be grouped. You can't really split against this team.
And that, I think, is exactly why you're right about the 1-3-1 composition coming out from Eman Mate. That is probably what they're going to want to do, but their team fight is just so effective, I don't think they're going to have to. What engage do we see here? Going in onto the Ashe. Hextech Ultimatum is available, is used onto top Ramen Chef. Lots of damage coming in. Knock up from Kiroro. Cataclysm onto 3. It is not enough. Undead Strider picks up a kill onto Big Bad Bird. And Team Unknown are routed. Ultimate down onto Death. It's going to get the fear onto Calavir. Flash from Death means he's alive for a moment, but not long enough. And Eman Mate ace for nothing at the Drake.
And now they're going to pick up the Dragon Soul. And I kind of think that's the end. That's it right there. It's just a matter of ending the game, killing the Nexus. I think that kind of put the coffin, or not the coffin in the nail, but the nail in the coffin.
I don't know. I think the coffin and the nail is a lot harder to do, wouldn't you say?
But yeah, I think that's probably going to be enough to push them over to be able to seal the deal with this. And it doesn't seem like they have an answer for the engage they have from them. They're just like they're not really sure how to handle it. And then there's so much follow-up damage after the engage. If you get hit by any of it, there's just nothing you can really do.
In goes Kalista on the top ramen chef. Doesn't quite have enough damage here with the amount of heal. The triple shields. Kiroro goes in. Senpai says no, it's really low. Kalista gets killed. Berserk goes. Oria Hatchel into the Cataclysm. Lots of damage coming down. They get the shutdown. But Undead Strider says, hey, I'm in this game too. Root down onto Kiroro. He jumps in, gets the shield from Death. Damage down. Other Senpai says no, it doesn't matter. Triple kill for Undead Strider.
Meanwhile, the whole time Shazbot is just pushing that top lane, taking the inhibitor unopposed.
Nice kill for Death, but it is not enough. Inhibitor destroyed on the top side. Shazbot doing exactly what Nar should be doing and splitting the map, taking out the base, because League of Legends isn't a game about getting kills, it's about killing a Nexus. Death has some nice dodges there, but the ace, Shazbot picks that one up. Big Bad Bird jumps in.
Did Undead Strider just ult Shazbot for fun? Because it looked like the last one went on Shazbot.
Root is there. Calavir with Kalista help pick up the shutdown. Big Bad Bird picks that one up. You know, it's
their base is in shambles now. Jahadre, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, they did really good at trying to run them down, and they did get some kills. But the problem is they lost so much for going for that. They lost most of their team. They lost most of their base just to get those few kills that they did, and it really didn't get them out ahead.
No, and it's rough, right? Because the beginning of the game was looking so Team Unknown favored, but then once you start scaling with this Zera, 10 kills, you just get so much gold and so much damage on those Arcana pulses. It's hard to deal with it, honestly.
Well, and how do you get to that backline effectively without just throwing your life away? I mean, Kalista did get onto the backline and got a kill, but the Xerath is the real danger, and he just sat back and fired that whole time, and I don't know if he took really any damage during that whole fight. He's huge. It's hard to get to him. He can just blow you up from across the map. Like, look at that damage.
Just like that. That was half.
Yeah.
That was half of Death's health. That's crazy. But this just might be the fight. They have all ultimates available. Senpai says no is low, and he is down. Calavir picks that up. Kalista is not able to get away. Oria Hatchel says, no thank you. You don't get to Hexgate. Ultimate comes out. Is going to land onto Death. Death is going to die. Double kill for Oria Hatchel. Calavir is pushed out. Shazbot gets the kill onto Big Bad Bird, and no!
The
Senpai says no.
Away.
Gets redemption from the dead.
Oh, that feels bad right there. To die to the redemption.
Not only from the redemption from a dead jungler.
Yeah. Well, that should be the end of the game. They should push it right in here, Jahadre. Take both these towers unopposed. I mean, Karma is going to be up in Kalista, but there's just not enough there to do anything. It's going to be over right about as they're spawning.
Absolutely. And that is going to be game number 1 of our finals. Team Mate. Nope. I wanted to say Team Unknown. E-Man Mate is able to take game number 1 against Team Unknown. A very, very strong showing. Unconventional picks. Great coordination. Great team fighting. Objective taking. It was beautiful. Team Unknown, though, no slouches. They had some great plays. They had a great draft. They had a good plan. It wasn't enough to overcome the, let's call it, cheese of the Briar mid.
Yeah. That was surprising how good that worked out with, but they played to it. Like it must, like I said, it's gotta be something they practiced because they played to it perfectly. Got some kills on Briar early. Briar couldn't farm, but when you're getting these kills, it still keeps you even. And Briar's just a really strong champ and gets stronger as the later the game goes. So I thought it was really well played. Great game. It was fun to watch. I hope the next one is good too. Hoping we're going to a a third game. That's
I
what I want to
agree.
see.
I agree. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be back for game number 2 in just a few minutes.